Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The grammar lesson for this week is a continuation of last week because a lot of people were confused about what we were talking about. So we'll again review and go over some more examples. So nominal sentence. So the definition again is a sentence that begins with a definite noun. It begins with a noun. You'll never see a sentence that begins with an indefinite noun. Okay? At least not in the Quran, I don't think. The reason being it's incorrect to start with the indefinite noun, grammatically. Okay, so maybe in poetry or something. Also ignore the harf. So just because there's a harf, first you ignore the harf. So inna doesn't make it a harfi sentence. There's no such thing as a harfi sentence. So you ignore the harf, whatever comes next. So you have to start with a definite noun. So it can be either only ism, fi'l plus ism plus fi'l, or ism, fi'l and harf. It doesn't matter what's in the sentence. As long as it starts with a noun, you have a nominal sentence. Okay? Ar-rajulu at-tawilu saminun. This is a nominal sentence. We'll discuss this a little bit more on the next slide. Ar-rajulu ya'kulu at-ta'am. It has a verb in it too. Okay? So the man eats the food. This is the tall man is fat. Inna rajula shakir. This should not be alif. Shakirun lillah. Okay. Indeed, the man is thankful to Allah. Okay. So here we have ism. There's no fi'l actually. I don't know. We can say yashkur lillah. Okay. Yashkur lillah would be fi'l and harf. This is just ism and harf. Ism, fi'l and harf would be yashkur lillah. The same sentence. Inna rajula yashkur lillah. So that would be ism, fi'l and harf. So it doesn't matter what you have. There are two harfs here. Okay? Inna is also a harf. But again, just to show that just because there's inna in the beginning doesn't make it a harfi sentence. There's no such thing. Okay, so the confusing aspect now, what probably confused you, you all understood that, right? Nominal sentence begins with a noun.
Can you go back?
Sorry, request to go back. Yes?
So, in the second
This one.
example,
Ar-rajulu ya'kulu at-ta'am.
the ism is first, right? But in the example, on the definition, you have said fa'il plus ism instead of ism.
Ism plus fi'l. I meant ism plus, so you start left to right. It's an English description with Arabic words because the plus is in English. There's a difference actually. There's actually a difference between an English and Arabic plus. If you go on the computer, the Arabic plus is bold. I didn't know that, but it is apparently. So sorry. It's a good question. To clarify, yes, this ism is coming first, and then the fi'l is coming second. So ar-rajul is coming first, then the ya'kul, not the fi'l plus ism. So this is not in Arabic right to left. Okay, good question. So the confusing part is to find this where the nominal sentence is. Everyone knows what the definition is, but you have to find where it is. And it's confused with descriptive and possessive phrases sometimes. So for example, ar-rajulu at-tawilu is not a sentence. Okay? It seems obvious, but when you're suddenly reading the Quran, it won't seem that obvious all the time. Ar-rajulu huwa at-tawilu is a sentence. Why? When the second word is definite, almost never happens. And when it happens, you have to have huwa for the khabar to be definite. Okay? So that's a simple example. We'll go over more, like for example, also ar-rajulu at-tawilu saminun. Okay? Ar-rajulu at-tawilu, like I had on the next slide, that is a sifa mawsuf. If it was ar-rajulu tawilun saminun, that means the man is tall and fat. But ar-rajulu at-tawilu saminun, the fat or the tall man is fat. Ar-rajulu tawilun as-saminu would be the fat man is tall. So there's a lot of permutations that you can do with just 3 words. Okay, and you have to. Sometimes it's harder in the Quran because there's things separating these things out. If they're all together, yeah, it's pretty easy to find it. Okay, even this might be a little bit complicated. But in the Quran, it could be separated by other phrases, possessive phrases. It could be separated by something with a preposition, prepositional
Is
phrase.
it not that the man, Tawil and Samin is basically tall and
The whale.
so it's like some sifat of that person,
So
right?
both of these are sifa. That is the confusing thing. Okay, both of these are sifa.
Okay.
And I know some people got confused with innaha lakabiratun illa. Like, what is that? Kabira is also not really a sifa. It's more of an ism. But yeah, both of these are sifa. But the sifa mawsuf construction, the descriptive phrase is this part. Okay, this is descriptive phrase. This sifa is the khabar of the sentence. So again, every nominal sentence, like we have on the next slide, has mubtada and khabar. Okay, so let's see here. Mubtada and khabar. So if you know this concept, it'll make it easier to figure out. So it's subject and predicate, just like in English. My brother marched to school. My brother is the subject. Marched to school is predicate. The masjid has a door. In this sentence, the masjid is the subject, has a door is the predicate. However, in Arabic, it will be slightly different. You would say, lil masjidi babun. Okay? Babun. And why would you say this? Why would you put the masjid first? Because you can't start with bab, okay? That's the first thing. So you won't say babul lil masjid. So you kind of say the same thing, but you have to say it with the prepositional phrase. Lil masjidi babun. So lil masjid is the khabar, is the predicate this time. Okay, because there's no verb has. I said this last week, and many of you probably thought it wasn't important, but remember this. When you say something has something else, in English, I have an arm, the masjid has a door, you have clothes. There's no verb have, has in Arabic. You use li, or what is the other word that you use? Very good. Inda. Okay? It depends on the context. Some you can't just interchange them all the time, but it's okay if you do. Lil masjidi babun. So for the masjid is a door. And why do I do this specifically? Because verbs and harf jar make it easy to know which is mubtada, which is khabar. As soon as you have a verb or a harf jar, 99% of the time you're in the khabar already. You're in the khabar. So that's one way to make it easy. Mubtada is the part without the verb or harf jar, if your sentence has that. Harf jar, not any harf. Because inna Allah is different. Right? That doesn't apply to inna Allah.
So is it not masjid is possessing the door? Has a
No, that would be babu masjidin. Okay, that's another good question. This is a full sentence. This is a jumla ismiya. Okay, with a khabar that comes before the mubtada. That's fine. Khabar can come before the mubtada, but it starts with a noun. It's noun. Masjid. You don't count the li. It starts with a noun. Al masjid. How would you say it in idafa form? Babu masjid. Babu masjidin. Okay? Babu masjidin. Babu masjidin. Or babul masjidi. Okay, since we said the masjid, we'll say babul masjidi. The masjid's door. So this is different from lil masjidi babun. So it's not really ownership. Yeah, at a conceptual level, it is idafa, right? That's another reason why this is a good example. At a conceptual level, it's idafa. Yeah, the masjid is owning the door. But in a grammatical sense, it's not idafa because you don't have this thing. Babul, single, no tanween here, and masjidi, you have to have a kasra here. That is not being followed. Okay, and there's no is. There's no is. Because we write, if you want to do a little translation, for the masjid is a door. Okay? Is. So as soon as you have is, you know it's a nominal sentence. And that's what the next slide is talking about. Okay? Because if you don't have a verb and you don't have a li or a harf jar, what is mubtada, what is khabar? How would you know? Okay? Or at least, even if you don't know which one is which, how do you know where to split them? So the question is, where do you put the is? That's how you know where to split mubtada from khabar. Focus on the verb to be, because not always is. Verb to be, what are some forms of verb to be? Is, are, am,
when, no, nothing.
So these, I mean, it's the English grammatical concept, so it's a little bit hard to understand. But it's these three. I'm giving you what they are. Present tense, verbs to be. Okay. None of these have anything in Arabic. There's no verb is or are or am. And you will say yakun. What is yakun? It is okay, but that doesn't come in a nominal sentence usually. Okay, so here's a good complicated example. Al-an mudirul madrasati umidul jamia. Okay, so there's idafas in here. I'm giving you a huge hint. Where do you put the is? Where is the mubtada? Where is the khabar?
Mudir is the mudarraf is amidun.
So the mudir of the madrasa is now the dean of the college. Okay? The better way to write this sentence would be huwa. Right? Why?
He is he.
It's a definite.
Very good. Because umid is definite also. Why is it definite? Mudaf. Mudaf. Okay, it is mudaf. So, but many times you will see it written like this. Okay? So you'll have to know where to put the is. That's the question you ask. You put now principal is school. No, that doesn't make any sense. Principal of school. Dean is college. No, that doesn't make sense either. So when you only have this whole sentence is made of just ism. So you have to know where to put it here. وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. Where do you put the is? This is the last ayah that we had today. Indeed, it big. It is big, right? So this is mubtada. This is khabar. Okay? لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. Basically, la kabiratun is the khabar, the major khabar. Illa al-khashin is a descriptive phrase describing what came before, except for those who are humble. Okay? A lot of people seem even more confused than they were last week. So, do you understand what I'm trying to say though? Where the split between the mubtada and the khabar is where in English you would put the verb to be, because you won't see that split in Arabic. There's no is here. Okay, but that's like
Second sentence is after la kabira.
no, it's before la kabira.
Because the kabiratun illa ala al-khashin is
You can forget
also
all the
sifat.
This whole thing again is a
mudaf ilayhi
descriptive.
actually, the mudaf
No.
kabiratun ala.
Does it follow the rules for first? Do it just purely grammar. Don't think about ownership. Is there any kasra in this entire sentence? Yes, there is a kasra, right? Right here.
Ina is the jar.
Yeah, because it's harf jar though. This is not mudaf.
No, kabiratun and al-khashin.
All the way, so it's doing idafa from here to here?
No.
I don't think so. This is why can't it? It could. Idafa can be split. But why? I'm 100% sure it's not idafa. Why am I 100% sure?
Because illa ala tanween.
Kabiratun. You can't have the first word be tanween. Because it has to be definite, right? This is not definite. Secondly, when you cannot break any phrase with harf, jar. It's a new phrase after that. Okay. But the easier way to know is the first word is idafa never has tanween, never ever. Okay. So again, I know these three concepts are descriptive phrase, idafa, nominal sentence. They're confusing. So you just go through and look at, like, open your Quran out and look for a nominal sentence. وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Okay? This is a very good nominal sentence. وَمَا هُمْ It's a random ayah. It's ayah. What is it? 102. So we didn't even cover this. Okay? But it's good because then we don't know the meaning, or but we should be able to get the grammar still.
Is there any ayah in Surah Fatiha?
Yeah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Nominal sentence. You don't have to open the Quran, I'm writing it down, unless you're saying my handwriting is that bad. Okay? So this is part of an ayah. Part of an ayah. وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Where do you put the is? Now I'm not saying this answer is perfectly correct, but just to illustrate the concept. What does this mean? We do kind of need to know the translation to know where to put the is. Not. Not. This is not what? This is not. I'm giving you that. Not they. Bidarina. With here is slightly extra, but okay. With darina. Darara, to harm. So one who right here. One who harm. Bihi. With it. Min ahadin, from one. Illa bi'idhni, except with the permission of Allah. Okay. So again, this B is not in least. I think we discussed this one time. And yeah, وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remember? Very good. وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. They are not in the least believers. Somebody even asked me that, but you guys don't know. Even though you asked. Okay. وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. So, and they are not in the least bit. That's what this B means here. But again, it's kind of extra. So to make the grammar easier, you can just, it doesn't have anything to do with the grammar. وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ. So where is the mubtada, where is the khabar? Very good. Hum, why? How did you get that? They are not ones who. Okay, but this is confusing because the not came before. Okay, the not came before. So not, they are ones who harm. Can you see that? Not, they are ones who harm. And the rest of it is all another phrase, basically, part of the khabar. Okay? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. How about that?
Yeah, that.
I said as soon as you start harf jar, you're in the khabar, usually, right? So where would you break it? After Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, what is that?
Ar-Rahman.
Is it a jumla? No, it's a phrase that continues the last jumla. Maliki Yawmiddin, what is that? It's a phrase, but what kind of phrase? Very good, possessive phrase. Triple idafa. Maliki Yawmiddin, owner of the day of deen. Okay? Iyaka na'budu is no, it's a nominal statement. Only me we worship, only you we worship, and only you we ask for help. Wasta'inu bis-sabri was-salah. It's nasta'in. Okay, ihdina is a verbal sentence, and that's it. Okay. So again, try to not get confused by these concepts, and may Allah help you all not get confused. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.